Before we move into the tools, Wireshark, I'd like to introduce the scenario that we have constructed for this exercise. In this scenario, we have a browser, and this browser will access a server. And when the user access the server, essentially what it does is that you will type in a URL onto the browser itself. Now, what is a URL? URL is a universal resource locator. It is a human readable address of a website. Now, human readable, it means that this address is not machine readable, right? The machine only knows the address of the server in numbers, not in words. So you need to have a directory. It's like in the old days, I want to call someone, I need to know the phone number. But if I don't know the phone number, I will need to search a directory. I need to search the phone book. And for that matter, in today's generation, I don't think anyone can remember more than 10 phone numbers. I don't, right? I can barely remember my own. So what you need to do, you have to open up your phone book or you search your contact for the person. So you search via a human readable form. Human readable form, the first name, last name, and then finally when you dial the number, when you dial the contact, you dial a number. Now this is essentially what the web browser do. It translate via some ways the phone book, a human readable address into a machine readable form, right? We will see this communication in a Wireshark example. All right, let's get started with opening up a web page. First, I open up a Chrome browser on my computer, and then I type in a URL. At this point of time, when I press enter, the browser doesn't know where to go to. So it will take this URL and send it over to my DNS server. My DNS server will then reply with the IP address. So at this point of time, the browser window is still as it is. It doesn't display anything because it doesn't know, right? So once it gets the IP address of the URL, it then requests to the actual IP address, the server itself. Okay, so it starts to request, and it pulls down the data. It pulls down the web page itself. So this is a web page that we have constructed for this exercise. And it also contains a beautiful sunset picture. All right, we'll take a look at how this picture has been transmitted over the internet, right? Now, at this point of time, I'd like to introduce one adversarial thinking that you must take note of. Now, remember, a browser who doesn't know the address, who doesn't know the IP address of the URL, will need to ask a DNS server. So this DNS server is a potential point where adversary, attacker, could compromise, right? A compromised DNS server will allow the attacker to send you to a website that they want you to go to, right? No matter where you want to go, you will actually send you to the place where they want you to go, right? That's how phishing and how a lot of attacks are being carried out by a technique, or we call DNS poisoning. By poisoning the DNS server, it channels your website from a legitimate website to a malicious website. So that is something that you need to take note of, right? So that's a little bit of adversarial thinking for you at this point of time. Now we're going to look at the source of the page, the source of a web page itself. In the Chrome browser, to access the source of the page, you have to go to the top right corner, and the three dots just beside your profile. You click on it, you drop down a list of menu, you go to More Tools, you select More Tools, and you go and View Development Tools. You'll be able to pop up a page that will display the source of the web page. Now over here, we can see the source of this web page, a very simple HTML pages. This is not a HTML course, so if you'd like to know more about HTML, do feel free to go to the internet to look for some resources to learn about how to program a web page. Now, very simply, HTML, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Language, Hypertext Transfer Markup Language, is a series of tag represented by the anchor brackets and then the text itself. Now we can see the text. This is a test page for HTTP traffic. These simple web pages demonstrate some basic web construct, and then we have a drop-down list. Now, you can pause and take note of the web page itself, because we can see exactly the same content of the web page on the network itself, right? And that will be in the subsequent slides. When I introduce Wireshark, you will see exactly the same content as you see in the Chrome browser, also presented on the packets itself, on the network packet itself.